let me briefly tell you why I came, why I'm here. Elizabeth, sitting right to my immediate left, she wrote me a letter a little over a week ago, and it's one of those. And I get a lot of letters, as you can imagine, a lot of letters. But this letter came directly to me, and I read it. And I want you to know it was very heartfelt. And she told me who she was. She told me she was a student at Lamar. She said she was 17 years old, here at Lamar. And she was concerned about the shootings, the violence that have taken place, either on campus or off campus. And then she reminded me that it was last year when she left school and came downtown at the Save Our Lives rally, and she heard me speak. And she indicated in the letter that she was concerned about what was happening on her campus here at school, and the safety of students, and that concern. And then Elizabeth, you reminded me that your mom is a teacher and your brother's in school to be a teacher, and that needed things to happen. And how long do you have to wait for the change to come about? Okay. And I read the letter not one time. I read the letter several times. In fact, I kept the letter. And initially, I was going to write a response. And I said to myself, if I write a response, that's just not going. That won't. It just seems so inadequate to just write a response. So I told my staff, let me go to the school. Maybe my presence here at the school, where you could look at me and hear me and not just read a letter, would speak stronger and would mean more to the students here at Lamar, and quite frankly to students on every campus throughout our city. Because what I wanted you to know, and the rest of you, is that we do care, and we do hear you, and we are concerned about your safety, and we don't want you to be coming to school, being here during school, leaving immediately after school, and concerned whether or not you're going to return home safely, or some bad thing is going to happen. And that, we are beefing up patrols and working with HISD and their department, security department, working to make the school itself safe and the areas around the school safe, and quite frankly, working to make the city safe. And it was because of students, Elizabeth like yourself and others, that came to City Hall that we formed the Mayor's Commission to End Gun Violence. That came directly out of your efforts, and I heard you. And they have put forth a number of recommendations. And a student from Lamar sits on the Mayor's Commission on Gun Violence. And West Jackson sits on the Mayor's Youth Council. So I know sometimes the change doesn't come as quickly, and in the meantime, students and their lives are impacted. But what I want you to know is that we do care, and we are going to beef up security around the campus. That we are working, our mayor's anti-gang force is working to reduce gang violence and activity in this city around campuses. We're doing that. That we're working to beef up technology to make things more safe. That we are getting ready to go to the legislative session that's going to start in a couple of months in Austin. And Bill Kelly, who is over my government affairs team, is going to Austin to work to implement some of the things that the Mayor's Commission on Gun Violence has talked about. But you have our attention. And quite frankly, I am disappointed that we haven't been able to prevent gun violence within our city. Okay. And I regret any student who's lost his or her life or been injured. I regret that. And we all have to work very hard to do better. And we do have to operate with a sense of urgency. That's important. Okay? And so we have to work in a very coordinated fashion. But my presence here today, along with the Mayor Pro Tem, the Vice Mayor Pro Tem, all of the others, is to let you know I heard you. Okay? And I see you. And we care. And we want it to be safer. And we want you to focus on school. Not whether or not you're walking outside on the sidewalk and somebody's going to gun you down, or be on campus, or somebody's going to come on campus, or you any place in the city and your life will be cut short. That's what I want you to know, and I want you to hear it directly from me, and look at me directly, and you can evaluate whether or not I mean what I say. Okay. So, Elizabeth, you wanna say something?
I would love to. So just first of all, I'm really, really thankful you are here, and you took the time out of your very busy day to come and see us. I think it really means a whole lot to everybody here, and knowing that we have you and a whole bunch of other people working to help solve the problem really does help put my mind at ease, and it makes me want to help more and act as much as I can to help y'all.
Certainly by continuing to be an advocate and pushing us along, it helps. And we're working with different partners. I can assure you. The Houston Police Department is working with HISD Police Department, and we're working with other partners to create safe zones and areas within our city. That's important. There are way too many guns on the street. Way too many. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why we're going to be working in the legislature to address that, because that's important. We're working to build up all communities. So communities, are not one community is without resources, and people feel hopeless and all of that. So we're working on that. We're working to reduce the number of gangs that exist in our city and the gang violence. Okay, we're working on that. And we want to get into the trenches, because the answer is not going to come from being at City Hall. We have to be in the neighborhoods. We got to be where people can see us and touch us and know whether or not we care. Okay, so we got to leave City Hall. We got to be out there, and that's why it's so important for us to be here. Okay, not just writing you a letter and say thank you for. For me, the worst thing I could have done was to write you a letter and say thank you for writing me, and I share your concerns, and we're working to make it better. That to me, that just was. I started to write that letter, and I kept scratching it out because it didn't say enough, and then I just decided I'm not going to do that. I need you to know, because you represent not just students at Lamar, but all of the students on every campus. Okay, that you were speaking for them, and I do not want you to lose hope. That was another thing you said in that letter. You said, I am losing faith in federal, state, and even my city. That got to me. Because I don't want you to lose hope. I want you to be hopeful that things will get better. Okay? I want you to be. Okay? And so that's a job that we have to do. Now, before I ask people to leave, anyone else want to say something? Oh, let me, the superintendent, Renita Latham is here. Superintendent of HISD, thank you for joining us today. And thank you for allowing me to be on the campus, okay?
Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
And the chief of police is
And the,
He came in behind you. Yeah.
Chief Acevedo is here, you know. Chief, you want to say something? Come on, you want to say something?
Mayor, I think
I'm sorry.
we just want, go ahead. Just wanted to stop by and just echo, you know, the mayor, we have a mayor that really cares about the city and cares about especially our young people. And before this happened, we actually had a meeting with HISD PD, with the sheriff's department, with the constables, talking about how we can make schools and educational locations safer. And we're actually going to be rolling something out here pretty soon. And you know, I know HISD PD right now has got some vacancies, and we've met at the direction of the mayor with HISD police chief, and we're actually going to start supplementing your patrols in the schools until you can get back up, because you do have significant vacancies right now. It's a team effort. But I will just say one thing that, that I love about this man is that we aren't waiting. We're actually in a city where we have a mayor that's leading and is taking the lead, thanks to the inspiration of the young people in this room in the March for Our Lives. And I've been a cop for 32 years, working with this mayor now for 2. And I think the greatest joy of my life was the day that we led the march. And it's young people that are going to change and reduce gun violence. And so don't think that you don't make a difference. You do. You got the mayor of the 4th largest city to come to this school because he cares and because you touch not just his heart, but all of our hearts. So thank you, Mayor, for your leadership, and council members for the support. Look forward to the partnership.
Superintendent.
So thank you to our students, Principal Graves, for hosting us today and reaching out on behalf of every child in HISD. To the mayor, we want to say thank you for your continued support of HISD. Chief Acevedo, I want to thank you for the additional support. We have about 10 campuses right now that the city has agreed to support us by supplementing and adding additional patrols, not only for Lamar, but several other campuses across our district. I want to say, as a district, anytime we have an incident that involves our students either on or off campus, we start looking at our internal controls and seeing what we need to do. That involves increased training, not only for our police personnel, but we're also going to be providing additional training for our schools. We look at the assessments of our buildings as it relates to entry and exits out of our buildings. We look at our intercom systems to make sure all of our protocols are in place. So over the next several months, HISD will be adding some additional security measures behind the scenes that they will not be openly shared, and working in collaboration with the police department to ensure that every child and every staff member and every parent that comes on our campuses, that they're safe. Also, we want to share that this is not just an issue for Lamar High School, it is a city issue, and I'm concerned about all of our campuses. It just originated and started here several weeks ago, and so we're going to be visiting other campuses across the district to ensure parents and community members that our campuses are safe, and the focus will be on educating all of our children. So thank you again for changing your schedule. I know you did it to be able to accommodate us today, so thank you so much.
And Mayor Pro Tem of the district.
Lamar is a spectacular school. It really is. I live within 3 minutes from here. And so I see the students as they walk to school. I take my dog for a walk right around the school. In fact, I walk exactly where the shooting took place. And it's the kind of thing that we never want to see happen at Lamar or any school in this, not in the city, but in this country. Students have to feel safe. And the way to do that is to get, in particular, to get guns off the street and out of the hands of people who use them the way this happened. Thank you for your interest.
Jackson, I want to put you on the spot. You want to say something before I ask the media to wait for us outside?
No, nothing in particular that hasn't already been said. I would like to especially thank you for coming. It means a lot, especially to show the students at the school in particular that our lives matter and our opinions about big issues, even if they're on the federal level, do matter as well.
Thanks.